Check less than 85, and going across we have 47 and over 9. Next one is 27 over 4 and 29 over 3. Second row we have 93 over 8, 50 over 11, and 33 over 13. And the last row is 29 over 2, 98 over 3, and 53 over 9. And each of these are 10 points each for all 4 speed drills. So if you want to count up the number they missed and put it on the front and hand them in to me, that'd be great. So, yep, they're all gonna, it says they're 10 each. So, oh, you didn't do the, okay. Okay, 84, sorry, bud. Lesson 84, we're gonna check the numerals. 23, 1,465, 64, 1,002, 2,030, and 669. And this one is a quiz. This one is 10 points each.
Oh, that one.
This one, that's wrong. So the lesson 85 is a quiz. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, if you girls want to grab your books and turn to page 153. So you guys have been learning about decimals. Can somebody tell me what a decimal, like what is it?
It marks where you begin counting by the tenths and ones.
Okay. And what is it another way to write? It's like we have a fraction and then we have the decimal. So it's another way to write a fraction, right? Okay. And we know that our decimal, it can be a big difference. If we didn't have decimals, then this number could be a whole lot bigger. It could be 6,329,054,187. That's a big number. So with the decimal, excuse me, we have 6,329,000. That's a whole lot. That's a big difference. And we know the further right that we go, the smaller the number, right? And the further left, the bigger. So what is our 1, Callie? Yes. And then we have our tens, or our hundreds, and our thousands, and we can go forever, and it can go for a long time. So, and then one thing to remember, there's a rule on page 141. It says, a good rule to remember is to write as many zeros in the denominator of the fraction as the decimal places in a decimal. So that means, get this all. So there's an example here in your book. We have 0.55 or 55 hundredths, right? So that means there's how many places here? You guys can answer out loud. There's 2, that's right. So my denominator, here's my 55. How many places am I, how many zeros am I put?
2.
That's right, so I have 55 over 100, right? Okay. And then, so, now we have comparing decimals. Greater than, less than, or equal than. This can be, sometimes it can be kind of tricky. Like, we're going to take 0.51 hundredths and compare it to 0.05. Now, which one of these is bigger? Callie.
0.05.
Why? Why would you say that one was bigger?
Because the 5 is in the hundredths place.
Okay. What do you think, Gracie?
Because the 0 on this side, after the 5, you don't really have to use that.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the 5's in the only over in the 10th place. But that 5 has a 0 before it, so it makes it go farther out to make it 5 over 100.
One thing with this number is the further right that we go, this 5, it gets smaller. So if I add more zeros, and I can't write backwards, and I put more there, this number is even less now. Like, yes, it's in the thousandths, or the 100,000s, excuse me. This one is in the tenths. This one's going more towards our left. So our 5 is going to be bigger, our 0.50 is going to be bigger. This is the same as saying, like, 1/2. This would be like, it would be 1/20th. I believe this would be 1/20th. So you can see which one is bigger. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Let's do one more just to make sure we got that. Okay, which one's bigger? Gracie.
0.560.
Yes. Because we learned about annexing also, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But I added a 0, and it doesn't change the value of it at all. It changes the name, but it does not change the value of it. So this one has a 3, and this one has a 0. So the 3 is bigger, right? Okay. So this one is bigger. Got that? Yeah, any questions at all? Okay. Are you guys still on page 153, or did you go back?
I'm on page 1. I went back to 153 again.
Okay. We are going to do a few problems just to make sure. I want you guys to do number 1 and do A through C. And I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do those, and then we'll check our answers to make sure we got them. Okay, you girls done? Okay, Callie, what did you get for A?
0.71.
Okay. Gracie, what did you get for B?
17.606.
Okay. And C, you should have gotten 17.768. Did you guys get that? Okay. One thing I wanted to show you, I noticed it when I was writing these on my board, is you see how these are lined up? One thing that I know that I struggled with is I would always mix these up. Sometimes I would kind of like, put this, let's see, here's 2.69. I'm just gonna put 3.4 over here for fun. And you can do it that way, but your decimals are gonna get messed up when you do it like that. You're gonna have your decimal in the wrong place by the time you get all of your adding. So you need to line them up just to make sure. And one thing, if it helps you, you can add zeros as much as you need to. And that kind of makes things easier. I always did that, and it always helped me a lot. So you guys understand how to line it up? I'll show you something that is, here, we will test this. Okay. Is this one lined up right? You say it is, and you say it's not. Why?
Because that one's going over there more.
It's going over there more. Okay, and you still say it is, right? Gracie is correct. See here, if like I can have numbers, like this is in the hundreds place. These are all in the tens place. And then these are all in the ones place. Does that make sense? Do you understand, or do you still think this is off?
I thought you meant something else.
Oh, okay. What about this one? Is it lined up right? No. Because if I do that, I'm gonna have, let's see, my decimal, I can put my decimal there. I can put it there. It just, it can be really confusing, so make sure you get those right, especially on your tests. They have you do that. Okay, let's do some adding Was it multiplying decimals you guys wanted some help with?
I think it was, we never got to multiplying it.
Was it adding the decimals together?
I think it was subtracting that in.
It was subtraction, okay. Let's do number 1, do E, and then do I. Those are both subtracting. Okay, this done. What did you get for E, Gracie?
5.605.
Okay, and Kai, what did you get for I?
9.364.
It's 6.5. I think you subtracted wrong somewhere.
Oh.
Okay, good job. Let's do the annexing. We're gonna go back to that just to make sure you girls have it. Okay, is this the same as this? Yes, because when you add a 0, you can add zeros as much as you want and it's not going to change your value. As long as you have your original number there. As long as I keep the 6 in the tens place, I can add zeros forever and it'll be okay. But what about 0.260? Can I take away this 0 and still mean the same thing? Yes, you're right. So the name of a decimal, it can be changed without changing its value by dropping the zeros or adding the zeros. And the name of the decimal is changed when you add it, but you're not changing its value by taking away or adding. You're just changing the name of it. So it might make it easier to write or say, or just, you know, make your problems in general easier. I think you girls have this. You're doing really well. Let's go down to number 8 on page 154. And do A and B. You girls done? Okay. What did you get for A, Callie?
138/7.
Okay, can you reduce that for me? Can you change that to a mixed number? Do you guys know how to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Callie, what did you get for, or not Callie, Gracie, what did you get for B?
I got 112/3, and then I reduced it down to 37/3.
37/3? 112/3 is right.
Reducing it.
Yeah, try reducing it one more time. Good. Callie, did you get A yet? Oh no, okay.
I got 12/1/3.
There you go. So it is,
15 over 20.
yeah, okay, 12. How'd you get 12?
Because 12 goes in this, 3 goes in this 3 one time, and then 2 goes 3, because 3 goes to 7, so it makes it 6.
Okay.
So 7 minus 6 is 1. Make you at 12 remainder 1. Then you add the remainder into the answer and make it 12 over 3.
This is actually how you, see, you had the division, right? You got your 37, and you had 1 left, right?
17. Oh, 22 was back down. Oh,
You see what I did? Yeah, there you go. Did you get it, Callie?
it's
Thank
5 cents. 12 remainder 2.
It would be,
17 over 3.
this is your answer. When you divide it, when you change it, you're gonna get that. And then you got, what'd you get?
15. 5%.
Good job. Okay. Do you wanna do one more just to see if you, make sure you got it?
So 37, 38 over 3.
Oh, it's gonna be just what I showed you. Do you know why?
37 over 3.
Mm-hmm. Do you know why though? Yeah, okay. When you divide, when you're changing a mixed number or a fraction into a mixed number, you divide it like that. That's one way of doing it. So take 3 into 11, I get 9. I have 2 left over. I'm going to bring down my 2. That gives me 22. 3 is going to go in 22, 21 times, and that leaves me with 1. So I have a remainder of 1. Oops, I didn't put my 7 up here. So this remainder is going to go up here, and here is my denominator. This number over here is always going to be your denominator, unless you can reduce it, which it doesn't look like you guys have to worry about that. Let's do A. Show you how to reduce A. Callie got it. Good job, Callie. So we have 7 to 138. 7 goes in once. My 7 there. I'm going to have 6. I'm going to bring down my 8. So 7 into 68 is 9. Good job. 3.
19 and 5 over 7.
Yep, because my 7. Good job. You got it? Bye-bye. Let's do a couple more. We're going to go to number 3 and do A through D.
What section?
Page 153. You're going to do number 3. Yeah, A through D. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, don't worry about the green ones. If you did them, that's great, but I didn't realize the notes were there. Okay, you girls ready? Okay, well, Gracie, what did you get for number 1?
0.3.
Okay. Callie, number 2, or B?
0.04.
All right, Gracie, C?
6.2.
Okay, did you do E, Callie? By chance?
Yeah.
What would you get?
73.21.
Good job. I think you girls got this. Do you have any questions over anything with the decimals? No? I give you a quiz and you make 100 on it? Yeah? All right. We will get your homework upstairs. And you girls did really good. Thank you for everything. So,
This is a little confusing.
what is it? Oh, those. Okay. we'll do a couple real quick. Do you understand how, like, what they're doing?
Like that, like add this 3 with 2.
Mm-hmm. You're always going to add it to 1.2.
That's all you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, just make sure I understand how you did it.
Do you understand it, Kylie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes.
What are these? There's no decimal on them. So I
Mhm.
just add like 8.2.
Do you know how to? Okay, so we have 7. 7 is the same thing.
Is it one be
Isn't
point
that-
7?
That's the same thing as 7. So one thing you can do is you can just do that. And
8.6.
yeah. But sometimes your numbers aren't always going to be that simple and that easy. And that's one thing you can do if it helps you. Okay, let's go upstairs and we will get back to class. I think you guys might be able to go on break. So. Oh, sorry, Michelle.